would DeVries betray her fellow agents like that? It's a rhetorical question. I already know. Just making conversation.
That tremendous statue is of Matriarch Alexandra Verrick, founder of the Protectorate. I'm shocked the traitors haven't defaced it.
Wholesome programming played at a reasonable volume. You're listening to Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and content, and others are not.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untorn inclinations, and refashions them into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them.
Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives.
Another beauteous boon granted by the grace of the Sovereign.
Fills my heart with joy like turning in my ears.
Technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are...
Human casualty rates were close to 1%, even when collectively given medical attention by Anthony's choice doctors. These were more concerned with upselling unnecessary procedures or prescribing expensive ointments such as their antibiotics, a topical thing administration officials directed their efforts to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible.
Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly.
I used to love taking the train across Dorado, seeing the Marcasite caverns, the silence, the desolate plains. But that's all in the past now.
A crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna was found that contained a reference to anisakid minicodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contains the solution to eradicating these parasites: freezing. The simple and obvious, yet untried, act of freezing the salmon meat killed the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PVP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed, a method that was judged too wasteful and expensive, since they increased the protein content of the berries without affecting their texture or flavor in any discernible way. The microscopic egg remains were simply too small to be seen or felt by unaided eyes and tongue.
Subjects arrived 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram.
Berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the common world. Mindless anti-choice consumers especially purchase a large variety of berry-themed foods and beverages, all of them mislabeled parasite-free. More accurately, the label should read live parasite-free. But in any case, anti-choice once again demonstrated their contempt for their customers, for nature, and the pretense of safety. Another reason this variant is grateful for our orders foodstuffs. OA archive transcriptions number 3918-4
This is Grand Plan Wireless. And now for some ageless wisdom from an academic so in touch with today's inquisitive lay people youth. Time for Ask a Vigor, Vigor Magsaysai. The charismatic mathematician is always a popular topic, to which the listener asks, what's this about the mathematician and his propensity for questionable ethics?
A bold query. Yet we do not shy from our founder's flaws. Yes, the charismatic mathematician did have foul play. For one, he was a prolific author of venturesome fiction early in his career. His narrative lives did not, shall we say, endure time's unkind judgment quite like his world-shattering humanity-ascending principles. Nor did his associations with entities outside academia, which did not always benefit scientism. But come now, how can we find someone yet to ascend, like all of us?
And now you know, but no one knows everything yet. Have another inquiry about our order you're bursting to ask? Relay your query at your local predictory post-haste.
If you're feeling anxious about what's next, just wait. Things to come have a way of constantly happening. The future is colliding with the present every moment.
Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin. It will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance. Is there not one specific outcome you can determine? With complete information, there can be no chance, only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy, no loss. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp. If the result of the flip of a coin is known to be heads, is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose? If so, what part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have instead, we are still forced to deal with probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such travesty. Not a travesty, tragedy, a horror. A horror. All every bit of data collected, analyzed, and input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess.
Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the...
Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram.
Though our current cordiality with Auntie's choice continues to hold, remain certain that stands united and ready should conflict recommence. I simply recall the precision of our air defenses against low-flying craft, augmented by...
Thank you for picking up your personal belongings. We must all work together to keep Golden Ridge beautiful.
Partnership not only forced our rapacious rivals to drop supplies from high orbit, it sent their ground troops scampering into scattered lines of hastily dug trenches. So much for their baseless conjecture that bookish theoreticians, a tiny paraphrasing of their colorful invective, couldn't hold their own on the battlefield.
So ends this missive.
Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your
Continuing
nearest station
as
warden.
predetermined. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are in vogue, something you fractions should never be.
This place reeks of death.
You can count on me, and I can count on you. Call
I believe refugees attempted to take solace from the fighting here. I only hope they found peace in oblivion. Bending my ear? I speak freely.
Somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately. My family and I, we was making our way to the Mercy camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. I don't... Vary, by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like, can see bone. Or maybe white means infected? She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. She's in agony. And my son ain't waked since the attack. Hurry, please. We must hurry or they'll be eaten. Or worse. Thank you. Thank you. This way. This way.
Electrifying episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we travel well outside our zone of academical comfort to an objectively and verifiably shocking moonscape, where things go chomp and zap in the perpetual night.
I'm dead without my green attack.
Check in.
Ready to wait. On your command.
Is at the ready, Commander. You're hurt, Commander. I can find that. Down here.
Realize you're about to die.
Resulting in a
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Electricity. I will now pause for a moment to let you appreciate my intentional crime. Available for review in this episode's transcripts, footnotes, in case it escaped your attention. Moving on. Although heavily adapted predatory fauna eke out a brutal existence here, relying on their mesmerizing patterns of bioluminescence. Homo sapiens should ostensibly stand no chance. In the field of phenomenology, our grounding station and charge dispersal network mitigate the danger posed by Praetor's persistent electrical storms. In lay people's parlance, a network of lightning rods tie into the central grounding station via a combined 307.47 miles of subterranean high-tension wire, thus providing a conduit for excessive electrical activity in the atmosphere to reach the grounding station, where it's safely dispersed typically. Tenured station operators estimate the system is 78% effective at mitigating 82% of the danger posed by hyper...
Shall not stay your execution!
fascinating facts behind the Praetor grounding station. Objectively, a notable
Unleash my
location of
might upon them!
scientific inquiry.
Addendum. Peer review of this episode post-recording revealed subterranean...
Prosecuting! Viscerally!
7.47 miles, as originally reported. We apologize profusely for this careless failure
I am primed to punish!
Stranger, the order bids you welcome, but also warnings. In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here. The presiding bishop sent you. Then I'd advise making for it post-haste. You'll find safety there. The rest of this area, less so. I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end. Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken. They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack.
All our efforts add to the equation.
And become allergic to water this year.
I don't see anything else coming. Was it just the one?
Let me know when you need a distraction. Your insides are leaking outside, Commander. Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Impossible in my present condition.
New dish.
Minds of the Department of Applied Sciences for their admiring cohort in the Department of Research and Inquiry.
Next up, well, the seers among you.
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days. Presuming no unforeseen alterations. Oh, in that case, step right through.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders and the Order defecting, there's no putting this rat back into the can.
Cloister is...
I remember this place before the war. Functioning Tramakians. Peaceful silence in the canyons.
I can't recall that.
Algorithmic dissonance? Don't like the sound of it. How could something be incalculable?
You there! Cease rifling in your colleagues' pockets, or else! And
my soup is nutritionally
no
calculated to sustain all bodily functions.
Get it.
But it could use a little salt.
By calculating the position of every atom in the universe, we can predict the future, control reality, and ascend to a state of virtual godhood.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. I haven't any time for...
By the law. It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are, a dashing outsider standing before me. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but two imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them. My thanks, stranger. Probability is on our side. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. How can I be of service? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
Reading a Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief accounting of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and You. Since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. It's not without its dangers, and...
Being this close to DeVries, feels like we're finally on track to set the universe aright. Anyway, need something, Commander? Sure.
To organic material, but in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle Zeranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our Zeranium manufactory. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid Zeranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, Zeranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input-to-output ratio than any other known form of fuel. Now do carry on, and as always, anticipate and calculate.
Further beneficial content soon follows. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
We were once two separate points. We had no connection till the aim of the order gave us no
Rerouting to Matriarch's Mercy. Error. Route unavailable. Cannot reroute. Searching for navigation data back to Matriarch's Mercy. Null. Result. Error. Navigation systems offline. This unit is not programmed to respond to order prognostication. It is not a medical specialist. It is a specialized tool of medicine.
Sorry.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to heaven?
The Grand Plan is the predetermined order to the entire...
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness.
This melodious little ditty was dedicated to novice Gertrude Powell. Your nominal has taken great interest in figure work and projections.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Reach. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? Yes, the presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, due to our need for compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Reach? DeVries. Now, why does that name ring familiar? Landon, do you recall a DeVries?
I don't generally concern myself with passers-through. If this DeVries was not a member of the Order, then it's unlikely we ever exchanged mats. Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range. beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution. Besides the highly caustic Zeranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
Fascinating. Your fear response must be suffering from some impairment. Likely the result of a traumatic brain injury. I'd have to open you up to be sure.
A generous offer, my friend, but I don't think the agent is interested in exploratory surgeries at the moment. Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Choosing levity at a moment like this is only further evidence of your lack of good judgment.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
The one Wiley designed, right? Uses a tracking algorithm, never misses. Sounds ambitious, even for him.
I'd give my tenure for an hour alone. Or alone with it, and a Mantisaur at 2 clicks.
Aren't you the eccentric sort?
Where to first, Commander? Enray Range, Zeranium Manufactory, or Outpost Opportunity?
While you sheltered Matriarch's mercy, lead the teachings of...
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those. Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
innocuously untrue statements with their unsatisfying antecedents? At the order of the Ascendant, our predictions are both sufficient and necessary for your positive outcomes. Come by our predictory today, where we will share with you our deductions and their contrapositive implications. Keep put, much is left to come. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Uranium Manufacturer 7 is presently under lockdown. Unauthorized entry is barred due to contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir. This is Factor Maytugin. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see the sword. Building on the left.
Right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Oh, and I see you have a Protectorate Arbiter with you as well. Of course.
Your casual method of address has been noted. Consider yourself thankful that present company stays my wrath. Some.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the Abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. Yes, the source of the explosion was unmistakably Zeranium. It is exceedingly volatile unless handled correctly. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack?
What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided zero warning beforehand.
Qualitatively valid reasons why Alexandra Monastery counts among our notable locations of scientific inquiry.
What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
Additional erudite entertainment is forthcoming. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper. Something your fractions...
The Earth What? I'm going to assume that's something official that actually exists. Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge. Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it. A transport pod full of Zeranium was fired from here, at Outpost Opportunity. It subsequently exploded in spectacular fashion.
Conversation is not possible at this or any time.
The Proctor is a low-functioning at best. I mean, look at this mess. Explosion.
Well, running off.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at once.
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Accepting, and you can plainly see a positive externality, a positive externality, a positive externality.
Detoxification initiated. What's her name took over?
What is it? All right, but we...
Can result in explanations. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be?
Things have been a mite haywire.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile uranium to collection points in space. Not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about. Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. I am so pleased a reliable party is actively engaged. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she is no longer a problem.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnid's Calicity as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged. Measure that, maybe.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those 2 exemplars just fell wrong?
Factor said head
They're
on
hardly
in.
prone to
We on
involuntary
records up, sir.
self-injury.
We'll have consumers up to our brain.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire. Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Could that be a Protectorate Arbiter? And someone else? Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. I expect few in the Order know of you, but, well, I've kept to a role here that is purposely not very taxing. Others prefer calculations in their spare time. I have my stories. Between launches, I enjoyed serials, two-bit dreadfuls, periodicals. I adore Zane and Buddy, even if they are considered contraband. And you decidedly share their upright bearing. For the longest time, I didn't realize your organization actually existed. But here you are, well-timed and, no doubt, eager to help.
To extract the flavor essence from crab and meat. This extract goes into our tea, while the flavorless sediment is used to increase the protein content.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being blamed for this calamity? Me, somehow.
This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you, and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Investigator? The circumstances proceed toward intended results. Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see answers being too dissuaded by that fact.
Our Earth Directory friend.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time. Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different. You suspect me somehow? One must keep one's eyes wide open in such times, I suppose. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I see they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Svoboda sure has it out for that initiate. Guess I would too if Alva had killed a bunch of my colleagues.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Hole in the head! Hey, got a distraction for you!
Guns cocked and loaded. Just get the signal.
I will not refuse assistance.
Which is most embarrassing.
Students, even your favorite
You have my thanks and my hammer.
Over here.
Your chance to heal today's experience. One of the salute from the Order of Scientific Inquiry. Presiding
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors? Well, again, I deeply appreciate your skillful aid. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues?
Relation, get us to sequence summation. It's Fibonacci, one from Liber Abaci.
Taking punitive action.
Right, so vital, part in a circle. If it's squares, perfect quotient, 0, 1, 1, and there's 10, 2, 3, 5, and 8, and then 1 and 3, 1, not 2, 30.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Alva's been here for how many years?
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
It is difficult for me to tell how strange Alva's situation is relative to anything else within the Order. It all seems equally inexplicable.
Yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. Oh. Well, I might have kept the item in question then. No matter. It should guarantee you remain motivated to see it through. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
Don't stand against us!
Now's not really the time for a chat. You need something? All right, but...
Broadcasting cognitive resonance across Arcadia, this is Grand Plan Wireless. No need to squander cogitation. Proverbial doozy of a query. A listener asks, I ain't got time to suss out the difference between the Grand Plan and the universal equation. Now let's turn to Vicar Magsaysay for the answer.
First, based on the vernacular of that question, and it's not even a question, I shall assume the fire is no academic. Indeed, I theorize that from Cantus' choice, no doubt a cast off in their consistency, but they may call it knowledge. To this listener, I say, welcome. We Vicars are always gladsome to educate you, and to maximize comprehension of our core plan. I shall present my answers using as few syllables as possible from the lingua franca of Cantus' choice. I just updated the box of purple-berry crunch across my work desk. It's one of Auntie's Choice's more digestible products. Addictively, the crunchy morsels scattered on and heavy represent the fundamental building blocks of the universe. To the layperson, this random scattering of the order is chaotic. Me and the order see the underlying structure, the math beneath the mess. The artificial buried on my desk did not settle in its place by happenstance. It was positioned by atomical electrodynamics.
Gas is still on, I see. Guess I must wait for a specialist after all. No reward for you.
The Fairy's veins follow a predetermined order. No different from the stellar material known as the Milky Way. We call this order the Grand Line. Do we know every step of it? No. That proposition is a universal equation. So we solve it, and it's only a matter of time. Someone else will recognize it. Not only will we predict reality, but control it.
Keep put. Much is left to come. Warning, the following situations, celebrations that are improper. Something your fractions should never do.
You're back. Zeranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it. This is anecdotal feedback at best, but I find sometimes a gift helps. Something that makes one feel deserving. And by assisting me, you have proven this. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations, can't miss it, unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display. I am greatly grateful you were helpful and effective. Farewell.
If circumstances proceed toward intended results,
careful, dear.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the vacuum of space on our primary band, this is Grand Plan Wireless, the informed, sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism.
Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is, always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
Hold on now. We should really discuss what you found, not rush headlong into making a verdict.
I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you, dears, to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
We can brainstorm later.
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Not that I was relishing the idea, but you provided other options. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything. Before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
Wait, you can't possibly believe this balderdash. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. Yes, though I was aiming for her face. Little rusty. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Search away, Commander. I shall keep an eye on the weapon hand of our new compatriot.
Water this year.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. This whole affair reminded me of the old days. The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue. Been trying to tell myself I didn't miss it. But in action, I fear, ill suits me. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say? Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it? Well then, until the appointed hour.
Sentence allocated to Golden Ridge. As foreseen, recent conflicts between the Protectorate and his choice and ourselves have resulted in notable detrimental effects throughout this region, including but not limited to the loss of Fort Endurance, disabling of the tronicular, and a 17.9% reduction in effective sleep cycles per year. Before you succumb to a sense of malaise that undermines cognitive function, take heart from these additional, sharply contrasted data.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here.
Extraction continues at Zerania.
I can't completely argue with that. I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.
So ends this visit.
Continuing as predetermined. This popular number has been conclusively proven to promote cognitive function.
May all your theories prove true. Investigator.
Commander.
Listener asks, how does prediction work? Well, the intricacies are much too complex for the layperson to grasp. The satisfying answer. Trust Victor Nug for a fathomable description.
How are you still upright over there?
Using a single data point from the Wait for it! Life prediction equation. We can use additional points to not only validate our model, but also to improve its
You have my thanks and my hammer.
future life events. And there you go. I knew you'd understand. I predicted it. Until next time, keep your queries coming.
Stay tuned for what follows. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in
To battle!
The color of space. Chronospectral analysis. When asked about the average color of space, famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisar replied, with no hesitation, To experience Newton's astronomy, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the obtuse listener bleating. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No, it would not.
Shall stand against us!
Hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary.
Give the order and I'll take care of him,
Why
Commander.
there are no green stars. To understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission fields.
No target.
Of non-heated matter absorb electromagnetic radiation and radiation.
You're patient. I'm not ready.
Only a small portion of that radiation. The visible determines what pockets of light will be emitted, while determines the frequency of light and in low temperature, infrared and non-visible to us
Be on guard. Lethal measures at the ready.
Don't be afraid.
Check edit play. Just turned on. Commander, hang from a thread.
There is no naturally occurring telecommunication that emits solely packets of green light. In fact, such a composition itself would constitute no such evidence with any
I shall! Once I can ride!
The famous methodology of the Otis Guard's non-spectral survey was straightforward. He partitioned his astronomical field of grid, then
In playlists is not. Now for a new song.
Let's get the signal.
On this intellectually stimulating episode of Notable Locations of Scientific Inquiry, we contemplate the Colossal. A computronic construct so powerful it requires a planetary mass ice ball to both house its analytical engine and cool it to 274.24 Kelvin. Bundle yourself in cold weather outerwear as we visit Elysium's Ice Room Cloister, home of the Archon. This miracle of decipherative material was engineered by the first mission and by Matriarch herself, so we could harness its predictive powers to unravel the universal equation. Beneath Cloister's permafrost
come at us from the scrapper side?
Mind yourself. Last few freelancers were less than trustworthy. You shouldn't give anyone reason to think the same of you.
Such processing generates tremendous heat, which is dissipated by the thermal transfer system. 4,367.89 kilometers of feed and return pipes circulate cooled between Cloister's subsurface seas and the condensate. When in operation, the core will turn molten in 1.8 minutes without thermal transfer's consistent hydraulic pressure of 3,300 psi. Fortunately, the system is flexible. It will take deliberate human intervention to operate the archives without the thermal transfer system. But who would be so irrational?
Did you? Careful, lady! Rough is the word for hiding visibly! Reloading!
Hostile spot!
Flying low! Burning my kettle bonus.
Better than scientism. Alas, the facility has slipped from our computational control. A loss not only for scientism, but all of humanity.
Seems a handful of Anti's choice soldiers
I
survived
just
what
threw up all over
transpired.
my shoes.
I
And the
suppose
laces
we
are
can aid
melting.
them. What was the
Why
phrase?
are the laces melting?
For a price?
Did that blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked? You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot?
1,367.91 kilometers. We are racked with regret for this error.
A what? Is that like some kind of contractor? Are you looking for a job? Because I have neither the requisite paperwork nor the time to fill it out. Go hustle somewhere else. Yeah? And what exactly makes you so sure of that? Well, I suppose I appreciate your honesty. But even if I believe you, so what? The damage is done, and it's not like I'm mounting a counterattack. Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing? Just letting you know that this scrutinization officer says everything's hunky-dory. You've clearly been out in the Dorado sun for too long. Ah, an offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to our ways. It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally, I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might be useful. Lately, my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me. You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you a word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for me is good for you, see? Quid pro quo. Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side. Absolutely. Bits are a bond that buys a broad bevy of believability. Auntie says so herself. They show sincerity, trustworthiness, and a goodly dose of class. That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caused serious poisoning. My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it, her hourly rate is ridiculous, and our damn autodocs have gone on the fritz from the workload. You get her the compression coil she needs to make the autodocs work, and that should cut her billable hours in half, and then I'll send your message.
Now, you know that's an irrevocable deal, right? As in, please remember it's legally binding, and I will sue you if you fail to get it done. So don't let either of us down.
Even standing amidst the smoldering ruins of this outpost, the bleeding bodies of his comrades, this fellow thinks only of profit. Auntie's choice is truly odious.
Please tell me there's a damn good reason you're back. Then why by law are you bothering me now?
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just who are you, and why are you walking through my triage? Help, huh? Well, that would be greatly appreciated. We need compression coils. The attack left more wounded than I have supplies for, plus a hefty amount of Zeranium poisoning. And the coils on our auto docks have worn out. Without them, they can't convert raw materials into the medicaments needed to help the soldiers heal. As many as you can. There's so much more work than I can handle. It's only by getting these 3 defunct auto docks back online that I can hope to save most of these folk. Auntie dropped extra compression coils in pods from orbit to help our advance, but they landed everywhere. Though I heard some are in the no man's land between the battle lines.
Sourced, peer-reviewed sound of scientism.
Many thanks, but please hurry. These
Suppose we can aid these poor fools. Even if they live, they'll hardly be able to supplement the Auntie's Choice war effort.
The localized dimensional tears known as rifts are lethal to pedestrian traffic. They also attract bloodthirsty zealots. Said zealots are equally lethal to pedestrian traffic. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out for academic purposes.
That's all for now. Until next time, keep pale and mind diligent. Unlike Paris and Louise,
And now, additional data and music determined to facilitate cognition. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already well-versed solve-finders. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues? Visit our
Taking punitive action! We'll make our approach.
Originally discovered on a single colony world, the purpleberry plant was subsequently spread throughout the province due to anti-tuberculosis.
Find another.
was at first thought to be poisonous, as the early colonists seeding its berries derived from the most potent which have discharges this documentary has ever witnessed in a rare Auntie's Choice lab recording in our archive, which we acquired from a corporate defector to the Protectorate before our stellar system was sealed and the Order ceased daily interactions with our Protectorate allies. But again, related testing by Auntie's Choice's unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic parasite, the purpleberry parasite, or PBP, as it is colloquially called in Auntie's Choice's records. More specifically, the PBP eggs are found in every berry of an infected plant, where these eggs have been subdermally injected by the second stage of the parasite. But I am getting ahead of myself. Let's examine the PBP life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed to the host's
You're back. Please tell me you've had some luck in finding us compression. Lovely. Every coil gets us that much closer. It's a start. Thank you. You're back. Please tell me you've had some luck in... Well, it's...
Directly, ingesting blood along the entire intestinal tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters in length. They then seek out...
You've returned. Is there a reason you're looking to monopolize my invaluable time? That's right, I do. How does solving a murder strike you? There's been a murder at one of our forts. A trooper's accused of poisoning her senior officer for some preposterous reason. Problem is, go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for. This is going to make no more sense for me saying it than it's going to make for you hearing it, but apparently, the senior officer at one of my forts is a mantisaur. A real, actual, pincer-faced, carapace-having mantisaur. Not a half-human one, or a psychic one, or a talking one, just a regular old, head-munching mantisaur. Anyways, there's some dispute over who his second should be, and he can't exactly decide himself. So go sort it out for me, and I will gladly send your message. How unfortunate. I thought we were... You return again and again like a particularly unshakable rash. Is there some compelling cause? Wonderful. And with your sincerity assured by the bits in my pocket, I feel absolutely confident in your professed innocence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a whole mess of hassle I've got to dig myself out from under. And so here you are again, like a monthly subscription I failed to read the terms and conditions for. Is there a reason? Then why by law are you bothering me now? Come back with a benefit to me, or not at all. And so here you are again, like a monthly subscription. Then why
possibly smoothing away stubborn wrinkles, according to product literature. However, given the purpleberry's non-zero nutritional value and low growing costs, impatient Auntie's Choice administration officials directed their labs to find ways to remove the parasite from the berry. A variety of methods were tested and found effective, but they were all time-consuming and wasteful of the edible portion of the purpleberries, so these methods were deemed non-cost-effective and rejected out of hand. Eventually, the answer was found not in a lab, but in a history book. Specifically, a history text on Saltuna, a crossbreed of two different earth fish species called salmon and tuna, was found that contained a reference to anisakid nematodes, or salmon worms, with an estimated 70 to 90% of all salmon being infected by these parasites. More importantly, the text contains the solution to eradicating the parasites. The simple and obvious of freezing salmon meat kills the embedded parasites. A quick test showed the same procedure worked on PBP eggs, although without quite 100% effectiveness. The remaining parasite eggs were not removed. A method that was both intuitive and defensive, since they increase the protein.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to Earth?
If we compare the rates of dust accumulation...
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order?
No updates on my side of things. Anything I can do to assist you?
Purple berries are now a common nutritional and flavoring agent throughout the colony worlds.
Yes, what have you discovered?
Especially purchase a large variety of berry-themed foods and beverages.
Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably. And you have the Order's gratitude. Any other updates?
About me, was it?
I converse with many members of the Order on a number of subjects. No doubt I was extolling Seer Wiley's numerous virtues. We can discuss this more at a later time.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundity.